welcome to the Lee Valley Boat Centre. Today we'll be going through everything you'll need to know aboard our 12-man day boat, Mr. Badger. We'll be going through fire safety, water safety, as well as how to drive your boat and any other equipment that you'll need to know about. First off is fire safety. At the front of the boat here, you have a fire extinguisher. Towards the middle of the boat, above your sink, you have a fire blanket, and then just behind here is another fire extinguisher. Now it's ABC powder in all the fire extinguishers, so you can use it on any fire. Never use it to fight the fire itself, only to clear an exit so that you can get off the boat and to safety. Over here is your sink, where you have a full tank of fresh water. Now your hot water will get extremely hot as it takes heat directly from the engine. So as the engine runs throughout the day, it just gets hotter and hotter. So please do be careful if you ever use your hot water, especially with children. You also have cold water, but I would always recommend that it's not drinking water. Boil it first or use your own. Is your fridge, which has a small freezer compartment as well. Just below your sink, you have a set of cupboards which contain all of your pots and pans that you'll need throughout the day. And then over here is another set of drawers and cupboards which has your crockery, glassware and cutlery that you'll need throughout the day. On board your boat, you also have a 4-ring gas hob as well as an oven. Now this one has an igniter switch located just on the right here, and to use it all you'll need to do is to push in your control knob, turn it to the middle and then press your button. You need to keep it held in for a few seconds before and after lighting, and then you can release it to keep a steady flame. Always remember to turn it off when you're finished using it, just so that nobody brushes past and burns themselves. To use the oven, the control is over on the left hand side, and you need to push it in again, turn it halfway and then use your igniter switch. You need to leave it in for a few seconds and then you can release. You'll be able to see a small blue flame on the inside of this hole to signify that it's lit up. Again, whenever you're finished using it, turn it to the off position. And just at the back of the boat here is your bathroom. Now inside your bathroom you have a sink as well as a toilet. Now with your toilet you have a small black flush lever on the left hand side of the bowl. All you need to do is push it down, hold it for a few seconds and then release. Always make sure that it's come all the way up so as not to continually fill your water tank with the water from your water tank. Over here is your sink. Now it's the same things as with your kitchen. Your hot water will get extremely hot, and again, the cold water is not drinking water. Located on your boat as well is a radio that uses radio, Bluetooth, as well as a CD player. Connection varies between phones, so some may work and some may not, but do give it a try. Towards the back of the boat, by your stairs, you have an electrical control panel to control everything on board the boat. The main ones that you need to keep on throughout the day is your water pump, your fridge, your radio and your auxiliary, as well as your 2 bilge pumps down here. You have a horn which needs to stay on as well. Do not use the navigation lights or the tunnel lights, they're not required during the day. You do have cabin lights if it gets dark, but always make sure you turn them off when you're leaving the boat so as not to drain your batteries. And opposite your electrical control panel is your ignition for your engine. You have a set of keys which will be located inside already in the morning. To start your engine, you start in the upright position on the 0, turn it twice to the right and hold it at this angle, like so. You have a horrible beeping that takes place and this yellow light will turn on. You need to hold it in this position for roughly 10 seconds just to charge the glow plugs on the engine. And then after a quick 10 count, you turn it once more to the right onto turnover. Your engine will start up and then turn it back into the 1 position and leave it there. Always make sure it sits in the 1 position, because if it sits in the 0 position, you're not charging your batteries. That buzzing will stop as soon as you start to go forward on your throttle control, as the alternator will then kick in. To stop the engine, you hold in this red stop button for 2 seconds. The engine will cut out and then turn the key to the 0 position. Always make sure that your boat is tied up before you stop your engine, and always make sure your engine is running before you untie your ropes. Located on the back deck of your boat is the gas locker, and inside is the gas bottle for your hob and oven. You have a yellow isolator switch just over here. If you ever have a fire on board the boat, just turn it 90 degrees, like so, and that will cut the gas off to the rest of the boat. It only feeds the hob and the oven, so there's nothing else you need to worry about gas-wise. You also have the shut-off on the top, which you turn clockwise to shut off, but it will always be in the open position when you get on board the boat. Located on the roof of your boat, you have all of your equipment that you'll need throughout the day. You have a barge pole just here, as well as a boat hook. With your barge pole, use it as a push, not as a lever, otherwise it'll probably snap. And you'll only need to use it to give yourself a little bit of an extra push away from the bank side. With your boat hook, you'll use that to hook in any objects or a rope that you might have dropped in. Never use it for a person or an animal, because it is quite sharp at the other end. You have 3 ropes on board. You have a back rope just down over here. You have a center rope in the middle, and at the front of the boat you have a front rope as well. Now with your front and your back rope, you'll use those as your security ropes to tie yourself down to when you're coming into moor. And with your center rope, this is your control rope. You'll use this to pull yourself in, and you'll use it to pull yourself forwards and backwards as you need to. When you're not using your center rope, leave it nicely coiled up, located at the back, free of any obstructions, so that when you come into moor or you come into a lock, the driver can grab it and go. He doesn't have to climb up and down the boat and put himself at risk. Located on the roof as well is a life ring. Now, in the unfortunate event of somebody falling into the water, either from this boat or from the bank side, the very first thing you'll do is you go into neutral on your throttle control, which is located how it is now. You'll then take your life ring, keeping hold of the blue rope that's in the center. You'll throw the life ring towards the person, but not at them. And once they're secure on the life ring, you can start to pull them on board. The back of the boat will be your best place to get them on and off, as it's a large flat surface, so as to pull them on easily. On the back deck of your boat, you have your throttle control as well as your steering tiller. Now with your throttle control, it's very simple. You push it forwards to go forwards, into the middle is neutral, and you pull it backwards to go into reverse. You'll also use reverse as your brake, but do use it sparingly, as it's much more powerful than forwards for emergency stopping. When you are going into reverse, use a nice gradual pullback. Don't go all the way to the end unless it's an absolute emergency. You also have a horn located by your throttle control, which is the small black button at the back here. Press it once when you're going around any corners, just to let anybody know that you're coming. With your steering tiller, it's opposite. So when you pull it to the left, you'll go right, and when you push it right, you'll go left. Use it nice and gently. You don't need to make any large movements, just nice small gentle pulls and pushes just to keep yourself going in a straight line. You'll only be able to turn whilst you have power running forward on your throttle lever. The boat will drift when it's in neutral, and will go in any direction when it's in reverse. Whilst you're out on the river, you will always be driving on the right-hand side of the river, so it's the opposite to the roads. And always stay at least 2 meters away from the edge, just so you don't get caught up on any shallow ground or any weed banks. We have signs here to remind the driver to always drive on the right, and always make sure you slow down when you pass any moored boats. Safety point: nobody is allowed to be on the roof during travel, just so the driver has clear vision and that nobody gets knocked off whilst you're in motion. Located down on your stairs are your 2 mooring pins and your 2 lock keys. Now with your mooring pins, you'll use them and knock them about halfway down the pin at the front and the back of the boat into any grass to tie your ropes to keep yourself secure. With your lock keys, you'll use those whenever you're at a lock, And please, they are not toys. Do not spin them above your head, and always make sure an adult is using them and not a child. Please be aware that we do allow alcohol on board the boats, but within reason. At least 2 people will have to stay sober throughout the entire day, over 21. They will be in charge of driving and doing any locks. Towards the back of the boat is a tariff charge sheet if you happen to lose or damage any items. Please be aware of it and try and keep as many things safe and on board as you can. Thank you.